It's a dark,
Oh, come on.
dark place. I've sunken deep into a place where I can never float back to the surface. When I close my eyes at night, I am always in the darkness. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to be alone. But I'm afraid to be with someone too, because I found out just how unkind the world really is. The kind world I've seen is just a fabrication that my evil eye created.
Your evil eye is your crown. Melty, I want you to become a true ruler.
Sakura's words replay in my mind. Those words weigh down my heart. I wonder why they resonate so well. But deep down, I know the answer, because what Sakura said is true. I'm exactly what she says I am. I'm afraid of the power of my evil eye, but I'm too scared to talk to anyone without it. But despite that, Tiga, my childhood friend. Childhood friend. What a strange way to describe him. Tiga isn't actually from my village. He's not a member of the Evil Eye tribe, but a lost boy who had wandered into Faradar. And yet, I was able to be with Tiga because he wasn't permitted to leave Faradar. The location of the village was a complete secret.
How did the other people leave then?
And Tiga himself didn't want to leave. No, it wasn't that Tiga chose not to leave. I wished that of him. I did that. Don't go anywhere. Don't leave me here. I had wished for it. And that's why Tiga always stayed by my side, granting my wish. I am a terrible person. A terrible, 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 terrible person. The lowest of the low. I tried to forget my loneliness by cutting Tiga from his own life and pasting it beside mine. Even though I did that, I couldn't ever trust Tiga to the fullest. He's told me how much he loves me, showed me such kindness, and isn't afraid to touch me. But every time he does, it pains my heart, because those words were forced out of him through the power of my evil eye. I have stolen Tiga's life. No, it's not just Tiga. It's the same with my big brother, too. And Sakura. And Pooka. It's all my fault. I've ruined so many lives. If only my evil eye. If only I was never born. I wish I never was. I tried to give up.
Mel, you're wrong.
The voice that causes me the most pain will never let me have my wish.
Mel, you're wrong. Yes, my life was changed.
How can he hear what Melty is saying when she's in surgery?
My throat hurts. It burns. I try to remember what happened. But that thought instantly dissipates.
Whoa!
Our lips touch. I feel Tiga's warmth through the soft sensation.
Wow! Oh my gosh!
My mind goes blank. I can't think of anything but the feeling left on my lips. It's all I can think about as I'm left in a haze. Then, as our lips slowly draw apart, I feel a yearning for more of his warmth. And after a delay, a strong sense of embarrassment, I glare at Tiga's familiar face. I forget the pain in my throat and speak with an accusatory tone. What are you?
It seemed like you still didn't understand how I feel about you, even after my passionate declaration of love. So I decided to just go for it. Our first kiss after 10 years. I'm pretty patient if I do say so myself.
Oh my god, Tiga.
Tiga shrugs his shoulders as if it were nothing, while I open and close my mouth. It all happened so quickly. My evil eye drove Tiga to go this far.
Hold it. I know what you're thinking again. If you say it, I'll keep blocking your mouth with the same tactic.
Whoa.
That's more than fine by me. But what do you think, Mel? Which would you prefer?
Tiga moves his face closer. I blush furiously at his forwardness, then shake my head side to side. Wait. Please let me talk.
Oh, that's too bad. But I'll listen, because it's you, Mel.
Tiga pulls away slightly, just far enough where his breath still tickles me. I wonder what I should say to him. I'm sorry, Tiga. As expected, the first words that came out were an apology. Those aren't your true feelings. Because of me, you actually...
You think the real me vanished when we met 10 years ago because of you, don't you?
I nod. What he says is true. 10 years ago, this lone boy appeared before me. I didn't want him to leave me, so I selfishly grabbed his sleeve and didn't let him go for 10 years. I then took him with me to a place so far away, and so... it's about time
Mel, there's something I've never told you before.
Huh? Just as I'm about to tell him we should part ways, Tiga speaks up. Something he's never told me? It has been 10 years since we met, and he's already shared so much with me. Tiga opens his mouth again to explain.
I have the divine protection of insensitivity. I'm immune to the effects of your evil eye.
Huh?
So my feelings for you have nothing to do with your evil eye. It was love at first sight. I was struck by that innocent charm that you had. So you have nothing to worry about. Mel.
Tiga peers into my face as if nothing happened. I'm at a complete loss for words. The divine protection of insensitivity? What kind of ridiculous name is that? You can't fool me with a lie like that! Tiga, you jerk! I was serious.
You don't believe me? Even though I supposedly do your every bidding because of your evil eye?
That's... wait.
I won't lie to you, Mel. And if I were under the spell of your evil eye, I couldn't lie and say your evil eye isn't affecting me.
With that, Tiga moves his face closer again. I slide backward without thinking, but Tiga chases after me and touches my eyelid with his lips. Wait, Tiga?
Mel, I was a coward. That's why I've been avoiding telling you the truth and ended up making you suffer for nothing. If you knew that I was immune to your evil eye, I thought that you would become afraid of me. I thought you'd push me away.
Tiga's words tinge my heart. He is probably right. If someone immune to my evil eye did appear, how would I have reacted? I would have turned around and run away.
I didn't want that. I didn't want to become someone that you feared or didn't care about. That's why I kept up appearances. I didn't show my real self to you, Mel.
Tiga...
But I came to realize something. If you knew the real me, you could get scared and run away. But then, I just need to chase after you. Just taking a page from the book of the person who did the same thing to me after we had first met.
Tiga smiles. It's the same smile that I've known since we were young. During that moment, Tiga and I had not touched yet. That was the smile from before he was under the effect of my evil eye. When I saw that, I realized something. I wanted to see this smile more. So
Mel.
Tiga holds my hand. Even though my evil eye is hidden, the powers still remain in this horrible hand. Sakura called my hand my crown. He holds it tightly as he stares straight into me.
When I hold your hand, I'm not under your control, Mel. That's just how it is. But can I stay by your side and be in love with you?
Looking at Tiga's smile, I finally realized something. I realized what a fool I've been. Oh, back then in that shack, I didn't want to let go of the boy who gave that innocent smile. I was always in love with you, Tiga.
That's so cute! Oh my god, okay, I'll stop.
I didn't realize that simple fact for 10 years. Then...
oh my god, no, come on! The battle at Life Plains continue between us and Wolf. Oh, shit. It's a back and forth battle, but in the end, we were the ones slowly getting pushed to our limits.
He absorbs mana from the surroundings and transfers it. It's like a perpetual motion machine.
Wolf directs the now giant Pooka to wreak havoc while keeping up his own offensive. The two of them seem to have the benefit of years of teamwork. Their attacks will work in tandem, pushing us further back.
I'm surprised you can still move after I've absorbed so much mana from you all. I commend you for your tenacity. Now die!
We will not! We can't be defeated here!
Oh no, Rem!
This feels great! Let's keep this up until you're all destroyed! Don't worry, I won't let you die alone. I'll pierce a hole through the bottom of this world and flesh you all down! Nothing will remain. Nothing will be left behind. Then we'll all be together and no one will be lonely. Right, Pooka? Don't you agree?
Pooka's roar turns around into an enormous flame that shakes the foundations of the world. True to her title, the Great Spirit of Fire is about to engulf the world in flames.
This is no good. The battle is only gonna get worse from here.
I understand your concern, but the opponent is getting worn down as well. We must endure this for now until we achieve victory.
Mimi is pumped up! Come on, Heitaro! Now you do it!
Hey, I really don't have the energy for this.
I turn to my right to see Crusch and Ricardo out of breath, along with the rest of the Iron Fang.
Are you alright? You can stay back if you need some rest.
Not at all. Rem can still go on. Sister is still working hard. I cannot fall now.
I hope you're not pushing yourself too hard. Well, I guess we do need all the help we can get right now.
I look to my left and see Amelia, Rem, and Pelk preparing for the next attack. They spur each other on with the objective in mind, and it's clear to see that I still haven't given up yet. It goes without saying how important morale in battle is. As long as our spirits aren't broken, we can fight on. But as long as we're up against an opponent that can't tire, we'll slowly fall deeper into our disadvantage. The situation gradually worsens.
Oh no! Subaru! Look out!
What?
Amito calls out, but my reaction is too slow. I don't have the agility needed to dodge the enemy's attack in the first place. This is bad, I screwed up. I'm already useless in battle, and now I'm dragging everyone down. Just as the horrible thought courses through my mind.
Worry not, Barasu.
Ram!
That voice.
Careful, Subaru. You could die if you stay there.
She called him Subaru.
Is that extra hit really necessary?
Why waste time nitpicking? Simply shout out, "Praise be Mistress Ram." I know you want to.
Man, their relationship. Oh,
Amazing,
gosh.
sister. Thank you for saving Subaru.
Naturally. I am your sister after all.
Ram runs her hand through her hair briskly and looks satisfied at the compliment from Ram. I would have been fine without the extra kick in the end, but she did help me.
By the way, that just used up the rest of my magic reserves. Assume I am now powerless.
You became useless already?
Not at all. Sister will be a great help just by being here. She has the strength of 100, no 1,000 men.
Correct. I am simply that amazing.
Yes, indeed you are.
Setting their little skit aside, if Ram is here...
Subaru!
Ferris! If you're out here too, that must mean...
Of course. Didn't I tell you I'd pull it off?
Amazing! Ferris pumps an arm victoriously, and the silhouette of two people holding hands emerged from behind. There stood Melty with her bandages wrapped around her neck and Tiga beside her. She walks with an uneven step while being led by Tiga, her eyes widen at the sight of the plains before her. It must have struck her with shock and despair. I can imagine the fear she must feel seeing someone she had known change so drastically. The person you have trusted turned against you with malice. Then, when that happens, you feel like the entire world is against you. Of course, Melty would win seeing the cause of the ferocious battle on the plains, Wolf and Pooka. The concern deepens inside her until...
Mel.
Her partner gently squeezes hand. Her partner gently squeezes her hand, and dispels all of that fear with a single word.
Yeah.
Melty nods and she looks up.
Brother! Pooka! Please hear me! It's all right!
She usually appears quiet and reserved, but she yells loudly, piercing through the battle. Dude, should she yell with her voice being like that? She just came out of throat surgery. Come on. Fire roars and swords clash on the battlefield, but the first voice that cuts through the confusion.
Melty?
Wolf notices the two of them and pauses. Amidst the fierce battle, a momentary silence fills the air. The two siblings face each other on this field of red. The air is burnt and an unstable whirl of mana circulates around Wolf, proof that his evil eye is now uncontrollable. But just standing here feels as if the inside of our bodies are about to be yanked right out. Everyone watches on, ready to jump out and intervene if anything happens then.
What made you finally decide to show up after sneaking around all this time?
The silence is broken at Wolf's spiteful remark.
No response. That's fine. You should all know by now. The more you act stubborn, the more you hurt the countless people around you.
What? What the fuck are you saying that,
It's the
Wolf?
same with the people of Faradar. It's the same with the people who gathered here for you. Right, Melty? You're just the harbinger of misfortune. Haven't you had enough?
What? Wolf, why would you say that?
You've been selfish enough already. Let's go back to Sakura. I'll drag you all the way there. Don't worry, I'll take Tiga too. Sakura will allow it.
Brother.
Wolf's abusive words were an attempt to cut Melty deep, but Melty interrupts Wolf and stares at him straight on.
Brother. No, my other brother. I'll be fine now. So you don't need to hurt yourself any longer.
Melty's words seemed to freeze Wolf as though he was struck by lightning. Wolf's eyes widened as he'd been slapped in the face.
Melty, you know me?
Yeah, I've always known. We were never able to meet because Sakura didn't allow it. But even when we were separate, I never forgot about you, brother.
Time out, time out. Wait, Sakura didn't allow them to meet, so she didn't know what Salum/Wolf looked
Sakura
like?
told me. She told me what you did, why you were working, and that you were hurt because of me.
Damn her.
Wolf was reminded of Sakura's twisted ways and her cruel plot to keep Melty and Salum apart. Wait, why did she have to do that? Sakura forced him to do the dirty work for Melty's sake and then tell her all about what Salum had done. He is the elder brother that stained his hands for the sake of his sister. The brother's only saving grace was that his sister was ignorant of what he did.
I knew all along, but averted my eyes. It was cowardly of me. My brothers. I knew that both of you were doing Sakura's bidding, all for my sake.
No! Make no mistake, I don't know about the weakling inside of me, but I've never thought about anything noble like that. It just happened to be at the right place at the right time. I got a thrill out of causing pain because my other self is nothing but a coward. He can't fully embrace the power of his evil eye. That's why he fails even at the simplest jobs. So I made a deal with him that I will do things in his place. He jumped at the opportunity. That's why I did what I needed to.
You chose to do all the dirty work. Mel would have been punished otherwise.
What?
If we displeased Sakura and Mother, who knows what punishment was waiting for Mel? That's why Salum sacrificed himself. No, it's not just Salum. You were the same, Wolf.
Hey now, you gotta be kidding me. What is going on here? Don't look at me like that! You and I will never see eye to eye! Tiga, that was your role. Keeping Melty away from me was one of the jobs you were assigned with. Are you reneging on your duties just like that coward? And what do you think will come of that? You know what Sakura will do to Melty.
Brother, look.
Melty takes a step forward. She touches her neck.
No.
Seeing the bandages wrapped around Melty's neck, Wolf's expression twists in fear. He doesn't fully understand it, but his instincts are telling him that something awful has happened.
Bandages around your neck. What were you people doing in the dragon carriage? Weren't you just running away? What's with that blood? What did you do to her?
Melty turns her eyes downward. The easiest way to answer the question is...
Mealy! Give that thing to Melty!
That thing? Oh!
Amelia thinks briefly and then reaches into her pocket.
Melty! Catch!
Miss Amelia?
Something is thrown from Amelia's hand and flies in an arc toward Melty. The object sails through the air and Melty does her best to catch it. She then opens her eyes wide. The thing in her throat? Oh, huh? Huh? Oh, to see a single bright red... Oh, she's gonna eat it! Bright red, right Appa. Melty looks at the apple in her hand and then Amelia at me. We nod. Not just us, but everyone else gathered at the plains who are watching the silence give her a nod of encouragement too. Eat it! Eat it! Eat it! Eat it!
Appa, what about it? Wait, Melty. But your throat is blocked.
Brother, please, watch me.
Melty brings the apple to her mouth. Oh! She did it! She bites into the bright apple with the light crunch. Oh my god!
It's delicious. It's so delicious, brother.
Oh, dude, she did it! Oh my god. Oh, blessed be.
It's so delicious, Tiga. Everyone, it's so delicious.
Her esophagus was closed, denying her the joy of eating. Her life has been taken hostage for all this time. Yet eating that single ordinary appa brought her so much happiness. Melty smiles while eating, large drops of tears streaming down her cheeks. She laughs and cries at the same time as she takes bite after bite, all from eating an appa.
It can't be.
Melty continues chewing the appa thanks to the successful surgery, and Wolf watches blankly. All signs of emotion had seemed to be drained from his expression. The seemingly endless darkness and negativity that emanated from him when we had first met fade away. He had discarded his mask, removed his robe, and exposed his face, but even his bare face still looks like a mask. It appears weak and in pain, like a cracked mask that had been attached to his face.
Subaru, Miss Amelia, and all the royal candidates and your associates. So many people have come together for Mel, helping her in ways that we couldn't. That's how Mel was finally liberated. Salum and Wolf, Mel is free now.
Wolf slowly looks up in response, his face still lacking emotion. His lips slowly begin to move.
Free? Melty is free?
Wolf?
Wolf covers his face with his palms and laughs to himself. An uneasy feeling stirs within all who hears dry laughter. Whoa! I thought that would save the day, but I guess not. The Great Spirit stands idly and begins to burn up the flames as if reacting to his laughter.
Pooka's firepower is growing.
This is bad. The Great Spirit is no longer sane. The contractor's state of mind is influencing her.
You mean...
Pooka's fire grows more intense, and the wolf spreads his arms and laughs at the Great Spirit and sears his back.
It's too late. It's too late for that! How comical! How funny! This is a comedy fitting for me!
Brother!
Congratulations, Melty! Hooray for freedom! Hooray for Appas! But then, what about me? I'm not needed anymore. Neither is the one behind me. In that case...
Oh, he's crying! What the? Wolf howls and jumps up. He lands on Pooka's shoulder as he looks down on the plains. Tears stream from his eyes as they burn with emotion. The malevolent masked magician points down at us.
Look at me, you lucky ones! I was born in a barren wasteland and lost everything. I robbed others and trampled them underfoot in order to survive. I am the malevolent masked magician, Wolf, the villain extreme, the evildoer, dauntless evil, 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 evil!
Wolf!
Brother!
Ignoring Melty and Tiga, Wolf howls.
I will follow the way of the villain. I will fight to the bitter end no matter how pitiful I look.
Can't we just say, hey, we don't need to kill you or anything, it's fine.
The heat. That stubborn blockhead.
Subaru! Why is Wolf like this?
That idiot doesn't know when to quit. Now that he's committed, he can't back down. Not after coming this far. That means...
Is fighting really the only way? Can't we all just save Melty and let it be happily ever after? What about Sword Saint? We can't just have a happy ending?
No, that's not true.
Right was up when I was about to give up, with no more tricks up my sleeve. Melty looks up at her brother, looking down at her as she speaks.
Thanks to everyone. I am standing here
Melty,
today.
you can thank us later,
You've
but
all
like your
given me
brother's
so
literally
much.
up there on a rampage.
The delicious Appa, my love for Tiga, and being saved by my brother. I used to think I had no choice but to endure it all. I don't want to simply give up and cry. I want to find happiness
Okay,
too.
Melty, your brother.
I want you there with me, brother.
Okay, yeah.
So please,
Melty turns around to face us. I can see her full face of emotion as she shouts.
everyone, please help me.
Melty's plea for help comes from her heart. I take a breath and say,
Of course!
Yes, leave it to us.
Amelia steals my line.
I am a bit tired, but I suppose I will help.
I mean, we got Julius and Ferris by
I
our
will
side.
also offer what assistance I can. Siblings should get along after all.
The demon sisters nod and pledge to do their best to help the siblings who have been separated for so
My
long.
job here isn't done just because I healed her. So, Miss Crusch,
Say no more. Your kindness makes me proud.
A servant and the master show their bond of trust and choose to put themselves in the line of fire.
I suppose I will need to report to Miss Anastasia after the fact, but...
Ah, save it. We can't quit now. Let's get this party started.
woohoo! Agreed! Our lady is going to yell at us later.
And yet you choose to join me. You all have my greatest gratitude and respect.
The finest knight and the Iron Fan promise to help despite how their lords may scold them for it.
Subaru, will you help me?
Are you giving me a chance to say something cool too?
Yeah, I felt so sorry for you.
Shut up! So how do we get to our happily ever after ending?
Oh my gosh, another
Through
mission?
me.
Melty responds to my question with the one hand still holding Tiga's and offers her hand to me.
You mean
I'll use the evil eye of calamity.
the evil eye? Are you sure, Melty?
I was always so afraid. I used it after being forced to by Sakura. But I will no longer make any excuses. This is the power I was born with.
What are you
It is the power I must live with the rest of my life. So,
Mel,
I will use the power of the evil eye to bond with my brother.
To bond?
Yes.
Melty gives her determined declaration, and Tiga and I look to each other.
Bonding?
It sounds more endearing than indoctrinating.
Done with your little strategy meeting? I'm going to crush you now.
I understand you look up to edgy heroes and enjoy cliché romances. But you'll grow out of that one day. Don't worry, Wolf. I used to be into assassins and hidden weapons. One time I hid a bunch of sewing needles in my school uniform. It was pretty bad when I tripped and fell. So I'll help you end this embarrassing phase.
What are you talking about?
As Wolf points, Pooka unleashes a powerful blast beyond imagination, as if in response to his anger, but...
Huck, do your thing!
You got it, Leah. Guess I'll put in a little effort this time. Being the senior Great Spirit, I will have to educate my junior.
Puck's attack on Wolf and Pooka sparks a barrage of offense from the others. One after another, various attacks are being launched toward their giant target. And through these attacks, we shout at battle cries. Battle cries start the bond with Wolf. Then,
Brother!
Wolf! I won't let you get close to me. I know what you're after. Getting in my way again.
I intercept Wolf's attack, causing me to roll pitifully across the ground. But in the next instant, Melty and Tiga close the distance with Wolf, one step closer.
Ferris, sorry about this.
You? Subaru, I don't like the sound of that.
I see Ferris turning pale in the distance, but it doesn't stop me.
Tiga, trust me and run straight ahead. Don't let go of the hand of the woman you love.
I hear no response from Tiga. His lack of answer is an answer in itself.
Shamak!
I cast a magic. In the next instant, I feel fatigued overcome me. Huh. What I gain in exchange is the darkness created from a shadow magic that interferes with the senses. It engulfs Melty, Tiga, and Wolf, sending them straight into oblivion, but
you're insensitive, right, bestie?
Tiga jumps into the darkness right in front of him without hesitation. He holds Melty's hand as she runs alongside him. The darkness is supposed to be blind all senses, but even the magic's effect is nullified by the divine protection of insensitivity. The green light. Some say that divine protection is a curse. Having powers that make you different from regular people usually brings misfortune. The same can be said about the evil eyes like Melty. The supernatural powers that they offer are much like the divine protections. Just as Melty suffered from her evil eye, there are those who suffer due to their divine protection. Tiga knows this, but
I'm glad that I have this divine protection.
thanks to that power, he broke through the magical effect that chases people away and met Melty. He fell in love with her without the power of the evil eye. And now he can help the love of his life achieve what she wants to achieve.
We're here, Mel.
No answer, she can't see this, she can't hear it, but that's okay.
I will hold your hand and guide you where you want to go, like I always have.
The darkness lifts, then perfect magic unravels, bringing light again, then... They touched! Oh.
Brother, I've caught you.
Oh, that's cute. Oh. Melty embraces Wolf. In the confusion caused by Shamak, he was unable to stop it. He caught his sister jumping at him and supporting her light body.
Bond with me, brother.
No one can tell if that is a wish for her evil eye or simply a wish of a little sister. As if giving to his sister's plea, Wolf drops to one knee. Wolf cries while embracing Melty. Oh. What was the reason for those tears? Was it out of regret or joy? It could be both or neither. It's uncouth to try and analyze a man's tears, that's why.
Brother.
Don't call me that.
Why? You're my brother. You tried to save me.
Thought it was meaningless. Wishes are meaningless unless they are granted. I was meaningless. I spent all these years, and I lost it all in a few days. I would rather lose to you all as the villain. That would have given Pooka and myself meaning. But now look at me. I was powerless.
Wolf's cries echo all around us. Wolf curses his inadequacy while Melty holds him in her arms. There is a pain that comes from feelings of powerlessness and unfulfilled wishes. They all understand Wolf's cries. Despite their understanding, they cannot offer any comfort. His pain is his, and his only. No one truly knows how it feels. That's why.
I have no purpose.
Let's stop this.
Well, just as Wolf was about to come to terms with it all, Those same lips deny his cries. Wolf looks astounded as he touches his face. His expression seems to be split down the middle.
Is that you, Salum? Why would you come out now?
I've been watching the whole time. I know your pain.
Shut up. You know nothing about me.
When Faradar was attacked, our family, tribe, and home were destroyed. We were separated from our sister Melty, and we were desperate to be reunited with her. That is why I joined them.
Salum begins to explain Wolf's origin, how the malevolent masked magician was born. I've only heard bits and pieces about Melty's home. The bond that they had formed back then is still present even today.
I was weak. I joined them, but was unable to fulfill my role. I couldn't even protect my sister.
That's right. That's how I was born. So I can do all the dirty work in your place. And yet, it was all a waste. Melty didn't need me to save her. So you and I...
That's not true.
What?
Melty was saved because you were there. You bought her so much time by doing the work I couldn't. Time for Melty to grow. Time for Tiga to hone his fangs to fight. And time for us to connect with Pooka. It all led to that one bite. Melty's bite of the Appa. I thank you, my other sibling.
This is like some one-man comedy show, but no one is able to interrupt. It almost seems sacred. Salum turns around. No, maybe it's Wolf. His gaze turns towards Melty. His cheeks is as red as the Appa that she had not tasted in so long. Wolf squints.
Melty, are you happy right now?
Melty closes her eyes to that question. Then she looks toward Tiga next to her, then to Wolf and Salum.
Yes. It tasted of happiness.
You heard her.
I see.
Oh.
I see.
Like a quiet sigh, Wolf's seemingly solitary battle comes to an end. It would have been a perfect happy ending if it ended there. Oh, Pooka, please! Even with the surrender of Salum/Wolf, we're not done yet. The last obstacle is Pooka. Pooka has turned into a monster after absorbing so much mana that she went insane. Her fires could still incinerate the world.
Pooka!
お兄ちゃん、プーカは
分かってる。あいつは俺が狂わせた。だから俺が責任を取らなきゃならない。
Wolf opens his evil eye and turns his palm towards Pooka.
待て待て待て！どうするつもりだ！マナを吸い尽くして力を失わせる。あいつは精霊だ。
そんなのダメよ。プーカもあの子も連れ帰らなきゃ。
Can you bring Pooka back
勝
though,
ったことにな
Amelia?
らない。エミリア様の言う通りだよ。プーカも一緒に帰ろう。もう誰も離れ離れは嫌だから。
メルティ、俺も。
そうなるとあとは実行力だけだ。その夢物語をどう実現する？スバル、まだ何か隠し玉があるんじゃないか？今こそそれを披露する時だぞ。
俺への期待値が高すぎるだろ。レムじゃねえんだぞ。
いえ、きっとスバル君なら何らかの手段を用意して。
本当に期待値が高い。いや、マジでここからは根性だよ。そうでなきゃ。
そうじゃ。
神様、仏様。
I look up at the giant Pooka and pray to a higher power. Naturally, that doesn't help the situation. Everyone prepares for the final battle to ensue, but something flies down at us.
そこまでだ。
To Reinhard! It happened in a matter of seconds. Suddenly, something glints in the crimson sky and flies towards us, piercing Pooka. Violent wind passes by as we all blink in confusion. After the dust settles.
いや、遅くなってすまなかった。
Reinhard!
だけど、もう大丈夫だよ。
Thank you, Reinhard.
ラインハルト。
ああ、なんとか間に合ってよかった。
Amidst the smoke stands the red-haired knight. Reinhard von Austria smiles. In his arms is the shrunken, unconscious great spirit of fire. Oh! How do you do that, Reinhard?
本当に頼りになるやつだよ。
Reinhard's so OP. Oh my gosh. But he's so cool. Now that the battle is settled. Oh yeah, Sakura. Come on. Like, what? The slashes of the sword demon slice through all the mana wasp. Sakura spits out the dirt in her mouth and glares at the old swordsman, panting. The old swordsman doesn't appear wounded at all. He calmly and coldly wields the sword.
虫を操るのがお得意のようですが、随分と数が減りましたが、私を攻撃するのと、ご自身を守るのと、その数で十分ですか？
化け物。
The countless mana wasps that were around Sakura have been reduced to tens and thousands, but to a few hundred, perhaps even less. Many of them fall prey to the sword. They fall to the ground and melt
や
away.
はり不自然な消え方です。この世の条理にそぐわぬあり方といい。
Sakura finds the old man far more unnatural, but none of that matters now. She's being pushed into a corner and realizes she will soon die. Right when she realizes death was approaching, Sakura's vision blurs. She had thought of death countless times, but this was only within the confines of her imagination. Dying from Melty going out of control, dying when Tiga resists her, dying when Salum or Wolf betrays her, dying when she angers Mother. She imagined the last one the most often, but Sakura knew that she was never going to live a long life, but still. She had never imagined dying like this.
今ならばまだ投降することもできます。我が主は慈悲深く寛容だ。
クルシュ様はそうですよね。お優しい方ですもの。でもきっと無理でしょうね。仮にあなたの主人が許しても、あいにくと私のお母様が許してくれません。お母様がお怒りになったら、どこへ行こうと、どうしていようと絶対に殺される。だから活路は 諦めの先にはありません。
そうですか。では、致し方ありません。
Wilhelm takes a stance with his sword.
剣士、ビルヘルム・トリアス。
召使い、桜エレメント。
It's a custom to name oneself prior to unleashing one's full strength in a duel. A single sword strike from Wilhelm pierces through the swarm of bugs and connects with Sakura. A stream of blood gushes out of Sakura's body. She loses balance and flies backwards. She then falls into the river of the slums. Wilhelm quickly peers into the river, wondering if this was her aim all along. But the water is now the color of darkness. Sakura is nowhere to be found. What? Come on! The round and white moon reflects on the surface of the water. Really? Okay, only the moon blesses the warriors who fought this fierce battle at the royal capital today. The sharp white moon blesses those who survived, and a blessing it was. What? She's gonna. Okay. I mean, alright. Like, I know. Ugh, God. Fine, whatever. Oh, we're back to normal. Alright. I'm still out of it as I lay face down on the bed while getting up my back stroked. Seeing my treatment take place, Rem does her best to cheer me on.
苦しみは和らがない。
このぐらい当然でしょ。せっかく時間かけてゲートのよどみをきれいにしてたのに。
いやだってあの場はもう仕方なかったじゃん。
言い訳しないの。はい、おしまい。
いってなんて医者だ。
Ferris slaps me on the back. With the treatment done for the day, I start getting up and to leave.
スバルくん、お疲れ様でした。よく頑張って耐えていましたね。レムもとても胸が痛かったです。
ありがとうレム。その割には笑顔だった気がしたが。
いえ、ごめんなさい。スバルくんが頑張っていると思うと、ついつい胸が弾んでしまって。乙女心って感じで厄介だね。それにしてもやっぱ治療台無しになったね。また全部やり直しだよ。
やっぱりか。そんな気はしてたんだよな。
せっかく辛い思いまでして1週間以上も通ってくれたのにね。体力回復の道は険しいですね。でも大丈夫ですよ、スバルくん。どんなに道のりが長くても レムはくじけず、フェリックス様もどうぞ最後までよろしくお願いします。まあそれがフェリちゃんの仕事だからね。でもスバルキュンもそんな子だよね。
なんだよ。
だってあとちょっと待ってたら魔法を使わなくてもラインハルトが間に合ってたかもだったでしょ。体に無理させずに済んだのにってそう思ったりしにゃいの？
I think back to yesterday's intense battle and cock my head. I do get what Ferris is trying to say, but
いや、それはあんまり思わねえな。
へえ。
まあ結果的には不要だったのかもだが、あの瞬間はあれが最善手だったんだよ。あの場でメルティちゃんをウォルフとサルムの2人だから後悔しちゃいないさ。何日もかかった治療をぶち壊してお前には悪いことしたけども。なんだよ。
スバルキュンって苦労症だなって。でもそれでいいんじゃない？フェリちゃん正直今までスバルキュンのことを嫌いだったんだけど。
そうなの？
だけど今の答えはかっこいいんじゃない？だから評価は修正しといてあげる？
そうか。何が良くて何がダメだったのかわからんが、評価が改善したんならよかったよ。
嫌いだったのがマシになったよ。
マシ？
安心してください、スバルくん。レムもお屋敷へいらした当初はスバルくんを怪しんでいましたが、今は全然違います。スバルくんは大器晩成、焼き上がるのに時間がかかる器なんです。
仕上がる間にひび割れなけりゃいいんだが、まあ話は分かったよ。いろいろありがとな、フェリス。今後ともよろしく。
With that, I reach a hand out to Ferris. I wonder if I might get rejected, considering Ferris's earlier comment about hating me.
はいはい、ほどほどでお願いね。
Ferris shakes my hand without hesitation, so maybe our relations have improved more than I thought. Aww.
一段落。
スバルお疲れ様。どう？ちゃんとおとなしくしてた？
してた、超してたよ。見せたかったね。泰然自若とした俺を堂々たる治療姿をね。
治療されてる姿に堂々とか泰然自若とかあるのかな？
余計なことを言うんじゃないの。
Amelia and Puck welcomed us as we entered the room, and in that room, everyone. Oh my god.
よし、変わり映えしないメンバーだな。
いや絶対嘘でしょ。ここ僕いるのおかしくないですかね？
おい急にどうしたんだよ。ラインハルトとロムジーと一緒にファラダールの魔眼族が囚われていると噂の場所に突入して、爆発炎上する建物から囚われの魔眼族を連れ出して地獄から竜舎で脱出してきたお前らしくないじゃねえか。
何ですかその説明臭い発言。大体合ってますけど、それも僕の功績ってわけじゃ。
まあ落ち着きたまえよ、オットーくん。慌てふためく気持ちもわかるけど、場所や空気をわきまえなくてはね。
いえ、そうですね。大変みっともないところをお見せして。
いえ、そう落ち込まれずに。そもそもスーウェン君も顔を白く塗った男に説教されても釈然としないでしょう。
おや、手厳しい。友人には優しくすべきじゃないかい。
おかしなことを言うものだ。どうせ優しくするなら今後も有益な付き合いができそうな相手を優先すべきだろう。その点私の態度は間違っていないとそう自負しているつもりだが。
僕のことで争わないで。
お前ヒロインみたいなこと言うな。
It seems like they were bantering using Otto as a topic, but I'm sure Otto is feeling uncomfortable. Rosenwald and Russell are both more than difficult to deal
とも
with.
あれ、オットーの処遇はいいとして、それより話し合うべきことがあるでしょ。
なんで2回言ったんですか？しかも後半がよりひどい表現に。
Rem scoffs at Otto's sensible response with her usual brisk attitude, but she's right. Everyone here was more or less gathered to have that discussion in the first place.
それで話し合いはどんな感じに？
そうだな。まずはその説明から始めよう。ゲートの治療、ご苦労だった。フェリスは悪さを働かなかったか？
治療に関しちゃ真面目。とはいえ、悪態はめちゃくちゃ言われたから、後でクルシさんから言っといてほしい。
承知した。切れ味を抑えるよう伝えておく。
言わないようにってそう言いつけてくれてもいいんだけども。
フェリスの心情に寄り添えば、そんな酷な指示は私からは出せないな。
Crusch smiles a little, but then her expression grows serious.
K も知っての通り、我々が話し合っているのは、
Oh, they got
オットー
them.
スーウェンが
Okay,
連れ帰った
awesome.
魔眼族。
ラインハルトとフェルトちゃんのおじいさんと一緒に助け出してきたのよね。
はい、そうですね。オットー様は見た目の印象よりもずっと荒ごとに慣れていらっしゃるようで。
バルスと一緒で息汚いだけでしょ。
うんともはいとも言いづらいな。いや、でも僕が荒ごと慣れしてるっていうのはあまり意味のないお話ですよ。何せ僕やロムじいさんがしたことといえば魔眼族の方々を連れ出す説得くらいで、後のことはラインハルトさんが
一人で壊滅殲滅したと。まあ、あの牽制ならそうだろうな。
それでトンボ返りしてきてプーカとのクライマックスに間に合わせたと。あいつ本当に主人公体質だな。
He arrives at the perfect timing when we want and need him most. He fits the bill
い
perfectly.
てほしい場所にいるという意味なら、レモはスバル君も負けていないと思います。いえ、ラインハルト様より上です。
よかったわね、バルス。所詮土壇場では吹けば飛ぶだけの役目でも。
俺がいるだけで事態は好転しないからね。でも危ない場所にいる率が高いのは自分でもちょっとどうかと思う。
ほらほら、また話がそれちゃう。それでその魔眼族の人たちは。
ひとまずしばらくはオートで静養させて、希望者にはそのまま王国へ残らせる。それ以外の面々は
当家を通じてボラキア帝国へ返還する。
ボラキア？
一度は滅んだ土地だが、ファラダールの復興を望む者もいよう。
故郷だもんね。うん、私もそれがいいと思うの。
王国へ残ることを望まれる方々にも相応の仕事と住居を斡旋させていただきます。もちろんアジン趣味で知られるメイザース辺境伯が世話をするというのなら、そこは話し合いとするべきでしょうが。
あはー、それは面白いね。私が対外的にどう呼ばれているかはともかく、辛い目にあった彼らには幸せになってほしい。そのためにも王都の商人組合なんてヤクザな組織に所属している人間に彼らを引き渡すのは避けなくてはね。
ずっとこの調子なの。
まあ長年の友達って話だし、じゃれ合ってるだけなんじゃないかな。まあ俺友達いねえからわからねえけど。
あ、私も友達いないから。
レモも参考になる意見は出せなくて。
This was a gathering of loners.
考えてみたら俺たちの関係って仲間だけど。
あ、それだったら私とスバルは友達になる？
いや、それは俺の将来設計的に良くない。光栄だけど謹んで辞退します。
そう。
Oh, she looks down.
胸が痛いけどお友達から始めましょうってそのまま終わる可能性が高いような。
迷えるというか悩めるというか贅沢な時間を過ごしてるね、スバルも。
うるせえ、ほっとけ。
さて、
Yeah, what are we gonna do about the tribe? Like, come on.
そこが落としどころで依存はないな。無論メイザーズ辺境伯とラッセルフェローの話し合いは個々人に委ねておくとして。
まだ何かあるのか？
ああ、オットー・スーウェンの処遇だな。
Crusch calls out Otto by name, and he looks like he's given in. I don't know the meaning behind his expression.
もしかして魔眼族がいたのはルグニカ王国の暗部。その事情を知ったオットーは残念だけど生かしておけない的な。
だとしたら夏希さんの責任でしょ。勝手に巻き込まれて僕はいい迷惑ですよ。
でも俺は相手の隠れ家を爆破してこいとまでは頼んでなかったし。
爆破したのはラインハルトさんですよ。僕はただ火を用意しただけで。
関与してんじゃん。
He's not just a suspect, he's definitely guilty.
で実際のとこオットーの処遇ってどういうこと？悪いことしたわけじゃないんなら。
全くの逆でね。今回の一件、 クルシュ様が帝国と交渉する流れも含め結構な大ごとなわけ。王国が帝国に貸しを作る外交上とても大きな意味を持つ一手なんだが、オットー君はその功労者なんだよね。
でもそれってラインハルトとフェルトちゃんのおじいさんも一緒でしょ。
ラインハルト・ヴァン・アストレアは王国の近衛騎士。その功績は王国へ帰属する。だが
オットーはチューブラリンと、
その上スーウェン殿は王翦、王国の一大事についても知ってしまわれました。もちろんいずれ公表はされますが、
一介の行商人にしては知りすぎたのよ。
その言い方オットー消されそうだな。
いやいやいや、それ冗談じゃ済みませんからね。僕もそれは絶対にごめんなんですが。
ですが姉様の懸念もわかります。オットー様を放置しておくのは誰にとっても良くないかと。
そういうわけでね、一応誰にとっても幸せな結末になるのが望ましいところだけど。
スーウェン殿はいかがです？希望があれば可能な限りそれに沿いたいと思っておりますが。
荷が重い。
待てよ、それだと条件的にはラッセルさんもオットーと同じなんじゃないの？誰の味方でもないけど王翦については知っちゃってるよな。
私は商業組合の会計係。立場上王城に出入りする機会も多く、
それにラッセルフェローには当家に以前から世話になっている。オートにあってこの男に隠し事ができるとは思わない方が賢明だ。
はあ、
うん、すごく納得。それを聞くとロズワールとラッセルさんがお友達なのもよくわかるわね。
それは正直今日いただいたご意見の中で一番我が身を顧みる理由になる意見ですね。
変なこと言っちゃった。
悪気がないエミリアタン EMT。
In any case, I understand the situation Otto is placed in.
まあこんなこと言ったらなんだが、お前を巻き込んだのは俺だからな。
夏希さん、なぜ僕のためにそこまで。
皆まで言わせるなよ。一緒に夜の盗賊団に一泡吹かせてやった仲じゃねえか。
そんな覚え全くね
え。Anyway, let's set aside Otto's reaction to a memory that doesn't exist in this timeline.
ロズワール、こいつなんだが、あれならうちで引き取るってのはどうだ？
引き取るかい？それは具体的には？
そんな複雑な話じゃねえよ。単に屋敷の御用達商人にするでもいいし、早い話身内にしたらいいんだろ。オットーは目端が利くし仕事もできる。あと髪が早くて成功。
採用。
どれが決め手になった意見ですかね。それに僕の意見は
なら不服があるということ？
それは
ロズワール様の決定に何か不服でもあるというの？
おっと、悪いことは言わねえ。ラムの前でロズワールの悪口は言うな。それがうまくやってくコツだぜ。
もう勝手にそんな話に。いや、
オットー君は嫌？オットー君が嫌なら仕方ないと思うの。でももし嫌じゃないならちょっと考えてくれたら嬉しいかな。スバルは私の友達になってくれなかったし。
おっと、てめえ。
なんかややこしい人間関係が見える。ああ、もう申し出を断るほど命知らずじゃないですし、メザーセ辺境伯と取引させていただけるなら一介の行商人として十分すぎます。どうぞ良きように使ってください。
おお。
A round of applause was given to Otto's decisiveness. I'm pretty sure his red face will turn pale against it.
またしばらくよろしく頼むぜ、オット。
なるべく本当にお願いしますよ。僕は自分の夢、自分の店を持つって夢を叶えるまで死にたくないんですから。
Otto sounds resigned as he makes his comment. He takes my outstretched hand and gives a firm squeeze. Aww.
マガン族とオットー・スーウェンの処遇。これでひとまず問題は片付いたか。
いなくなったメルティ様。いえ、メルティ・プリスティス一党の。
Oh, did they disappear after Reinhard showed up? Everyone goes quiet about hearing Crusch and Roosevelt words. Melty and her group, they had gone missing since the Battle of Life as Plains yesterday. Melty, Tiga, Salum, Wolf, and Pooka too, by the time that we realized that they were gone.
別れの言葉もなしだからな。まったく。
もうスバル、そんな言い方しないの。何か事情があったのかもしれないじゃない。
まあ事情はあったと思いますよ。だからこそ逃げ出したわけですし。
バルスのぼやきはともかく、ラムとしても不服はありますね。フェリックス様や騎士ユリウスとラムがどれだけ苦労したことか。
姉様は手術を手伝われていましたから、その心中はお察しいたします。ですが、
何か思いついたなら何でも言って。
いえ、大したことでは。ただメルティ様たちがいなくなるのをラインハルト様は気づかなかったのかと。
ふむ。
Crusch crosses her arms and turns her amber-colored eyes toward me.
なんでしょう、クルシュさん。
いや、一番奮起していたのは他ならぬ K だったからな。さぞ気落ちしているのではと思っただけだ。
気落ち？おお、してる。すげえめちゃくちゃしてるよ。あいつらめくそ。実機ショー。
Crusch stares straight at me. Her gaze makes it harder for me to breathe.
わかった。私からは何もない。メルティ・プリスティスたちの行方は王国が懸命に追うことになるだろう。
魔眼の影響を受けていたリッケルト殿など大いに奮起しておいででしたから。
ああ、まあそうだろうな。
Damn, they just disappeared like that?
見つからないんじゃないか。
そうなの？
ああ、いや、確信とかないよ。ただそう思っただけ。
やれやれ。では桜エレメントの捜索を引き上げさせたのも正解だったか。
Yeah, what happened to her?
桜は死んだんだよな。
手応えはあったそうだ。だがヴィルヘルムも確信はないと。私もこの目で現場を見たが、あの出血量と落水、命はないと見るのが妥当なところだ。
But this is like ReZero universe. I feel like anyone can survive if they really want to come back.
それならいいんだ。
Sakura was the one manipulating Melty and the others and taking away their freedom. Did she die after falling to the river at the end of her duel with Wilhelm? Ugh, is it right for me to wish her dead? I still don't know who the mother she's talking
い
about
ずれに
though.
せよ、偽の6人目の王戦候補者はいなくなり、近く正しい王戦が開始されるだろう。
I remember when I thought Crusch was an imposter for a little bit. Crusch bows and there's no doubt that is directed at me.
待ってくれよ、クルシさん。みんなが頑張った結果の勝利だろ。なのに俺の手柄みたいに。
敵の目論見を暴くために尽力し、候補者同士の連携のためにも奔走した。昨日確信をつけたのもその一端だ。これらの立役者である K をねぎらわず、一体他の誰の功績と歌う？
My eyes wandered about, not able to meet Crusch's gaze and her straightforward remarks. How do I put this? I've rarely ever been complimented this directly in my life,
スバル
so...
ちゃんと背筋を正してクルシュさんの方をしっかり見るの。
エミリアと
クルシュさんの言う通りよ。スバルは今回他の人には簡単にできないことでたくさん頑張ってくれたの。クルシュさんだけじゃなくて昨日一緒に戦ってくれた人たちみんなだから、ちゃんと受け取って。みんなからの感謝だから。
Aw, Amelia. My lips tighten at Amelia's words, then I slap both my cheeks with my hand.
クルシさん、ありがとう。その言葉めちゃくちゃ嬉しい。みんなのおかげで頑張れた。けど、俺もすげえ頑張ってよかったよ。
ああ、そうだな。K に感謝を。エミリア、いい騎士を持ったな。
スバルは私の騎士じゃないの。だけど、すごく大事な仲間。
エミリアだ。
As I'm deeply moved by Amelia's comment, she turns and smiles and then...
私の友達にはなってくれなかったけど。
エミリアだ、結構根に持つね。お、いた。
あ、夏希くんやないの。ユリウスたちから聞いたけど、昨日無茶したんやって。
Man, it's been forever since I heard Anastasia's Japanese
さんが
voice.
怒ってたって話やし、どないやった？
そのことは思い出させないでくれ。
なんや、しょぼくれた顔やな。昨日は大活躍やったやないか。
Oh, oops, sorry.
そうよね。もっと胸を張っててもいいのに。
小さいことは大きく話すのに、 大手柄は謙遜してしまう。
俺の小市民的なところを指摘しないで。
エミリアさんとレムさんも昨日の今日やけど元気そうで何よりやね。
ええ、アナスタシアさんも昨日は私たちがいない間みんなとオートを守ってくれてたんでしょ。
The everyone Amelia mentioned are the ones making merry at the bar. They're all the Beastmen and members of the Iron Fang. As part of the countermeasure against Melty's evil eye, I asked even a non-combatant like Anastasia to help at the royal capital.
何人もの人が暴れて危なかったとそうお聞きしました。アナスタシア様は大丈夫だったのですか？
幸いうちのコーラは優秀やから。それは夏希くんらも実感してくれたやろ？
ああ、違いねえよ。リカードとミミたちがいなかったらクライマックスで消し済みだったぜ。
あそこまで行ってダメやったら投資した分が全部パーになってまうからな。あれでお嬢も結構必死やったやろ。
もうリカードはうるさいわ。どんな状況でもふてぶてしくする。それも商人の資質なんやからね。
そうなの？じゃあオットーくんは珍しいんだ。
何気にオットーが傷つく発言だったね。しかし
お兄さん来てる。
Is it the little girl they say? No, no, it's Mimi. Okay, right? Okay.
バキャー。スバル大丈夫？スバルくん。ああ、スバルくんが椅子の下敷きに。
なんとか大丈夫。つうかミミ、お前ちゃんと前見ろよ。
見てたよ。見てたからお兄さんに。完璧。計算通り。
俺に突っ込むとこまで狙ってた。
ミミ、店の中を走るのはいけない。人とぶつかっては大変だ。
ああ、ユリウス、それすごい遅い。もうどうした？
何？それは大変申し訳ないことだ。
That switched to Nani.
なんだ？君かスバル？
君かスバル？じゃねえよ。なんでちょっとホッとしてんだよ。どうでもいいやつにぶつかってたからか。
君がスバル。
どんな相手でもまんべんなく悔やめよ。公共の場で小さい子から目離すな。
ミミ、これでも14歳やよ。
そう、14歳。 14？ これで中2じゃねえか。
お兄さんすごいおもろい。
面白くねえよ。こっちは椅子に潰されてんだぞ。
ほらほらスバル、そんなに目くじら立てないの。ミミちゃんこんなに可愛いのに。
そうやってすぐ周りが甘やかす。だからこんな伸び伸びしちゃったんだよ。
ほう、よくわかるものだね。
わからいでか。
私もできるだけ公平に接しようとしているのだが、つい甘くしてしまう。
うんうん、わかるわかる。
てめえ、俺のエミリアタンと意気投合してんじゃねえぞ。
さすがにそれは言いがかりでは？
うぜえ。できないけどぶっ殺すぞ。
なぜ？
もうスバルは落ち着いて。ユリウスに謝りなさい。
ちくしょ
う。夏希くんも忙しい子やね。結局なんか用事があったんと違うん？
昨日協力してくださった皆様の無事をスバルくんとエミリア様が直接確かめたかったのが目的ですね。ですからすでに目的は果たされたものと。
そうな。そしたらもう少し眺めとこか。ユリウスもめったに見られん顔してるし。
そうなんですか？
ま、お嬢の言う通りやな。ユリウスもあんな風に軽口叩けるような相手がおらんかったんやろ。お嬢とはまた別の意味であいつも面倒なやつやからな。
リカード言及。
なんでやねん。
あ、なんで今笑ったん？
いえ、アナスタシア様とリカード様、鉄の牙やユリウス様たちはとても仲良くしていらっしゃるんですね。
まあ付き合いも長いコーラやから、うちからしたら家族みたいなもんや。応戦が始まったらこれまで以上にユリウスともしっかり付き合わなならんし、うちらの本気はまだまだこれからやで。レムさんもエミリアさんと夏希くんにそのあたりしっかり覚悟させといてな。
はい、お引き受けしました。ですが今しばらくはレムも顔を真っ赤にして騒いでいるスバルくんを堪能したいと思いますので。
レムさんも結構いい性格してるんやな。
お前の面なんて二度と見たくねえ。
残念だが応戦が続く以上何度となく顔を合わせることだろう。お互い 慣れておくべきだと思うが。
せえ、バカバカバカ。
やれやれ。
バカ。
たくあんの野郎、腹が立つ。
ほんと、スバルってユリウスにはすごく噛みついちゃうのよね。
わからない。なんかムカつくんだ。俺の DNA にあいつ嫌い因子が入ってんだと思う。
DNA？
でもアナスタシア様や皆様、ご無事で本当に良かったですね。アナスタシア様はキャラバンの方々とのことでもスバル君に感謝なさっていましたよ。
そうだったのか。てかレムはアナスタシアさんと話が弾んでたみたいだったけど。
はい、スバル君とユリウス様の言い合いを見届けるのをご一緒していました。
なんだその神々の遊びは。
I have no idea what Rem thought watching us. Maybe he felt like watching gladiators fight lions in the Colosseum.
そういえば関係ないけど、こっちにもコロシアムみたいな場所とかって存在してるのかな。
あるある、超あるぜ。俺経験者だからわかるんだ。
Oh, I know that audio from anywhere.
そうなのか。で、
おいよう兄弟、こんなとこで奇遇じゃ
We
ない
didn't
か。
solve this thing with Rem and Rem thing though. Al, what is
出
that?
てくんなよ。お前の見た目のインパクトすげえんだから。
おいおい、いきなり見た目の話とかひどくね。最低限のエチケットってもんがあんだろう。見た目いじっていいのは俺と兄弟の仲がもっと深まってからだぜ。
これジョークで言ってんじゃなくガチで言ってるやつだから。
やれやれ手厳しいね。兄弟は両手に花で楽しそうだってのに。よう、ジョーちゃんたち元気そうだな。
あなたもね。ある？昨日は大丈夫だった？
俺たちは途中抜けしてたし、基本屋敷の中だったから安心安全。さすがに街中で騒ぎが起き始めた時は俺もいろいろ気が気じゃなかったけどな。姫さんが暴れ出したらもうそん時はこの世の終わりだなと。
そうならずに済んでよかったです。ではプリシラ様も？
無事無事、全然元気。町の連中の被害もだいぶ少なめっぽいし。
俺たちが何かしたってが、なんとかできそうな人たちに先回りしておいてもらったっつうか。
それでいいんだよ。それが準備とか対策ってもんなんだ。しかし兄弟と勝ち合った奴らも運が。いや、星が悪かったってもんだ。
星？ああ、俺の名前とかけてるのか。
シャレが効いてんだろ。
Subaru what？
ああ、シャレが効いて。俺ちょっと待て、ある。お前なんで俺の名前が星って。
なんじゃん。往来で貧相な
Wait, no, I want to know the end of that.
どこぞで見かけた道家とその飼い主とメイドではないか。
うげ、プリシラ。
ずいぶんと珍奇な挨拶じゃな。昨日の騒ぎで頭でも打ったか？
結構言ってくれやがるな。おかげさまでどこも怪我してねえよ。
She's incredibly rude as always, appearing out of nowhere and throwing her weight around.
プリシラ、あなたも街を見に来たの？
何度も物見湯さんに耐えうるほどオートもさして面白い作りではないぞ。とはいえ昨日の騒ぎがあった後、いくらか面白みのあるものでも見つかるかと思ったが。
思ったか？
なけなしの収穫が貴様ら風情とは嘆かわしいことこの上ない。
落ち着け落ち着け兄弟。あれ姫さんなりにお互い無事でよかったねって言って、いや言ってねえな。
最後まで頑張れよ。
I can't even imagine Priscilla being so magnanimous though.
ともあれ、よくぞ偽物を排した。その働き大義であったぞ。
想像のつかないものが現実に。
おいおい姫さんどうした？急に悪いもんでも食ったろうがよ。
たわけ。わらわとて相応の働きは相応に評価する。体現相互を実現したなら当然じゃ。
すごく意外だけど、それならプリシラもメルティたちのことを気にしてくれてたってこと？
応戦の行く末に関わる以上、わらわにとっても他人事ではないだけよ。その場にいた当事者であればわらわに敵対した者の命などない。だがわらわはその場にいなかった。なればその処遇は当事者たちがせいぜい頭をひねるがいい。
まさかとは思うけど、お前それで途中抜けしたのか
？The possibility came to mind when I interpreted Priscilla's comments in the most optimistic way possible. Considering Priscilla's personality and position, she couldn't have allowed Melty's group to go free, even if they were being manipulated. That could be why she removed herself from the situation, so she wouldn't be forced to act in retaliation.
考えすぎだろこれ。
何を思い悩むか知らんが、わらわのねぎらいの言葉は司法とせよ。よくぞわらわがために奔走した。
ああまあ褒め言葉はちょっと待って。
なんじゃ
今聞き捨てならないこと言ったな。なんで俺がお前のために
おかしなことを言う。何度か貴様にも聞かせたことがあろう。この世界はわらわにとって都合の良いようにできておる。であれば王戦の再開はわらわにとっても吉事。それをもたらした貴様の行いは
すごい理屈です。
でもプリシラのすごいところってそういうところだと思うから。
Yeah, Priscilla has some good qualities.
ちょっと見習わなくっちゃ。
エミリアタンが？いや、エミリアタンにはエミリアタンの良さがあるから。
そうじゃなくてスバルの頑張りをちゃんと褒めてあげて。
エミリアタン
いずれにせよ。
Priscilla then looks up at the sky. Her crimson eyes survey the damage caused around the royal capital.
王戦が始まればわらわと貴様らは敵同士。単なるチリアクタと気にかけてもいなかったが、昨日までの働きで気が変わった。少しは見るべき点もある。そう思っておくとする。
ええ、正々堂々と戦いましょうね。
調子に乗るでない。わらわの勝利は揺るがぬ。ゆえにわらわからかける言葉は一つ。せいぜいわらわを楽しませよ。
そうね。最後にはみんな笑ってられるように。
Immediately responds to her peaceful manner to Priscilla's declaration of war. Priscilla
行く
scoffs.
ぞ、ある。屋敷へ戻りシュルトに足を揉ませる。
ったくシュルトちゃんの約束だ。たまには俺があやかりたいもんだね。んじゃまたな兄弟、嬢ちゃんたち。昨日はいい仕事だったぜ。
嵐みたいな奴らだったな。
でも話せてよかったわね。プリシラもスバルに感謝してくれてたし。
エミリア様のお考えはとても素敵だとレムは常々本当に尊敬します。
褒めて伸ばす方針。けどそれもエミリアタンらしいな。
なんか変なこと言っちゃった？
いや、こっちの話。つーかそもそも俺たちの目的はプリシラたちじゃなく、
思いがけない寄り道でしたね。
Oh yeah,
です
the
が
Appa shop.
そろそろお
We
店
still
が。
need to go talk to Felt though too.
あったあれでも
兄ちゃんたちか。昨日あんな騒ぎがあったってのによくもまあのんきに出歩いてるもんだ。
のんきとはそれこそご挨拶だな。でもおっちゃんこれは。
We're all at a loss for words as we notice the state of the fruit stand. Emilia and Rem have dreary looks on their faces. I can't blame them. The shelves, baskets, all the shop's inventory has been completely cleared out. They were probably stolen during the commotion yesterday, or maybe you couldn't stock up in time for today. Such negative thoughts crossed my mind.
なんだよお前ら、そんな悲しそうな面しやがって。
気を落としちゃダメよ。オートと同じできっとすぐ元通りに。
はい、ご天守様はお怪我もないようですし、それを幸運と思って今後の励みに。
待ったおった、勘違いしてるな。店が空っぽなのは取られたわけじゃねえ。全部売れちまっただけだ。
全部売れた？店の商品が？
本当なんだっての。俺だって昨日の今日で売り上げが立つとは思っちゃいなかったんだが。
いなかったけど。
派手な格好の赤い美人が店の中のもん全部買ってってくれてな。なんでかなり早いが店じまいだよ。こんなことがあるんだな。
派手な格好の。
それって鉄兜の連れがいた？
お？ああ、いたぜ。ひょっとしてお前たちも見かけたか？
お店のもの全部？
やるんだよなあいつ。前回もそういややらかしてたわ。
That was in the world that's long gone now, but I saw her buy the entire shop's inventory at once. It looks like she did the same thing here.
商売上がったりってより大繁盛って方がずっといいに決まってる。そう考えたらプリシラの珍しい善行だし。
何も売ってやれなくて悪いな。今日一日暗い顔して過ごすんだろ。
おっちゃんの店の商品にそこまで一日の勢いを預けてねえよ。
ちょっぴり残念だけど、でも今日は店主さんの無事が確かめられて、私たちはそれで満足だから。
ご店主様には大変お世話になりました。ですからご無事で何よりです。
そりゃわざわざありがとよ。 その
He holds out a big paper bag to us. We look inside and find.
リン
Oh,
ゴね
that's so
こんなに
nice.
たくさん。
いろいろ言っちゃいたが、兄ちゃんたちはここんとこ毎日来てくれてたしな。何もねえのもなんだと思って一応取っといたってわけだ。
ご店主様。
さすがやるじゃねえか。商人は勝機を見逃さないってこったな。じゃありがたくもらってくぜ。
毎度あり。締めて銀貨2枚だ。
いや金取るんか。
ちゃんちゃん。
そろそろ日も傾いてきたな。なんかここ通るときいつも夕方だったり夜だったりって気がする。
そんなにここに来たことあるの？
いやせいぜい3回だけども、気持ち的にはもっと多い気分。
よくわからないけど、あんまり遅い時間にこの辺りを歩くのは。
夜道を歩くのは危ないってむしろ俺が言いたいセリフなんだけど。
But the fact is, I'm in far more danger than Amelia and Rem, so her caution is warranted.
心配いりません。もし夜遅くに出歩くことがあっても、レムがスバル君をお守りします。
それだと体は守ってもらえても男のプライドはズタズタになるから、結果的に出歩かないのがベストっぽいな。
そうですか。残念です。スバル君のお役に立ちたかったんですが。
そんな心配しなくても、レムがいなかったらあらゆる場面でどうにもならなかったよ。
スバル君
だから感謝してるし頼りにしてる。今後とも人に頼って課題へ挑戦。夏木スバルをどうぞよろしく。
はい、末永くよろしくお願いします。
なんか違うお願いされてる気分。
仲良しさんね。でも思い返してみたらちょっと不思議。まだあれから少ししか経ってないけど、私もスバルとはここで初めて会ったのよね。
Amelia looks around the area and I briefly hesitate, not sure how to respond. To tell the truth, this isn't actually the place where Amelia and I met for the first time. We had actually met a little before that. This is a memory in a world that's lost now lost. The time I spent with her vanished in that world that I died in. Maybe it's arrogant of me to think so, but that's how I see it. Amelia's nice to meet you will never overlap with mine. That same goes for Rem. There were countless encounters and goodbyes that I had with all the people at the world capital too, so...
そう考えると、もしかして俺と初対面の感覚が一致してるのってラインハルトとベアコだけかな。
Oh, and the shopkeeper at the fruit stall might barely count, but then again, he forgot that we even met in the first place.
そう考えると途端にベアコに会いたくなってきた。もう1週間も会ってないからな。
ベアトリス様ですか？確かに今はお屋敷にお一人ですし。
スバルはベアトリスと仲良しだもんね。村の人たちがお屋敷に来てくれてるけど、
不安がこみ上げてくる。ベアコのドリルテールが輝きを失ったらそれは世界の損失だからな。いや知らんけども。
We continue walking around while we make idle chit-chat about the little girl.
お、兄ちゃんたちじゃねえか。
Yes, Phil!
どうしたよ、こんなとこ来て。
どうしたも何もお前らを探してたに決まってんだろ。
僕たちを？
昨日はあれからすぐ解散しただろ。でフェルトたちが無事とは聞いてたけど。
フェルトちゃんちょっとの無理なら隠しちゃいそうな気がしたから。
先にラインハルト様のお屋敷を伺ったのですが、使用人のご夫妻からこちらではないかとお聞きしまして。
そしたらまんまとだったわけだ。
なるほど、それは遠回りさせてしまったね。エミリア様も申し訳ありません。
いいの、私たちが勝手に来ただけだから。
ああ、いいからいいから。勝手についてきてんのはこいつも同じだし、私は気にしちゃいねえよ。
いくら慣れていると主張されても、日没後の貧民街にフェルト様をお一人で行かせることはできませんよ。
Reinhard's sensible words are nothing but an annoyance for Phil.
お前も浮かばれないもんだな。
とはいえ、走って逃げようとされる頻度はかなり減ってきたんだ。日々精進だよ。
不憫。お前天下の牽制にここまでさせるやつ歴史上に一人もいないんじゃねえか。
だとしたらみんなこれの言いなりか？ずいぶんと自分がねえやつらだな。
お前は強すぎる。
それでフェルトちゃんはここで何を？
一見したところあまり何かできるように思えない場所ですが。
Rem chose her words carefully, but I agree with her. The old couple at Reinhardt's manor told us the two of them had headed to the slums, so I figured this would be the place. Let's call it the loot house site. This is where the loot house old man Ram used to live in before it was flattened.
それもこれもこいつが手加減しねえからだ。
申し訳ありません。できるだけ加減はしたのですが。
ラインハルトが謝ることないわ。元はといえば私が気象を盗まれてあそこで喧嘩になっちゃったから。
その気象を盗んだのがフェルトだから、巡り巡ってフェルトのせいだろ。ラインハルトも連れてきたし。
はあ？私がこいつ連れてこなきゃみんなあの黒女に殺されて死んでたろうが。
でもそもそもエルザが盗品蔵来たのもお前があいつの仕事受けたせいじゃん。
Phil presses her hand against her heart with a grimace, then clicks her tongue.
今さら誰が悪いとかどうでもいいよ。私の目的はそれじゃねえんだ。
お前、旗色が悪くなった途端に。
私の目的はそれじゃねえの。
話をお聞きする限りそうだと思います。もともとあった建物は残骸も撤去されたようです。
貧民街にはあまりオートの上の方の手は入らないことになっているんだ。だから
ここが更地になってんのも周りの連中の火事場泥棒だろうよ。ったくどいつもこいつも楽することばっか考えてやがる。
フェルトちゃん、ここに探し物に来たわけじゃないのね。ただこの光景を見に来た。
姉ちゃんの考えで当たりだ。
Oh, shit! God damn it! Okay, Phil looks at the flattened land after responding to Amelia. She narrows her red eyes before laying out a sigh.
私は貧民街が嫌いだった。オートも騎士もこの国も嫌いだ。だからこっから抜け出すために悪いことも散々してきたぜ。それがどういうわけか意味わかんねえ形で連れ出されちまったが、私はオートも騎士も貴族も貧民街も王国も全部が嫌いだ。それをしっかり思い出しに来たんだ。
Phil has a bold look in her eye, and I find myself relieved by and awe of her mindset. Phil was forced into the role of a royal candidate and spent her days with her own thoughts on the matter. Her powerful statement was the conclusion she came up with.
私も王様になってしたいことがあるの。
姉ちゃんもか。
ええ。
Amelia stands alongside Phil and looks at the same
フェ
scenery.
ルトちゃんと比べたら私の願いってすごくちっぽけで。
けどやらなきゃならねえんだろ。だったら笑われてる場合じゃねえよ。
そうよね。そうだと思う。私も王様になるために頑張る。
かけっこって言い方はどうかと思う。
Phil scratches her cheek at Amelia's choice of words and flashes a fearless smile.
姉ちゃんの言いたいことは分かった。じゃあ私と姉ちゃんは敵同士だ。お互いしっかりやろうぜ。
あ、でも敵って言ってもちょっとは仲良くしてもいいのよね。
場合によるんじゃねえの。私はどっちでも構わねえよ。偽物探しのついでだったけどよ。城でいろいろ聞かれて心底思ったぜ。誰も私らに期待してねえってな。
ええ、そうだと思う。でもだからって諦められない。
ああ、当然だ。それにだ。
わからないかって
決まってんだろ。
What?
私らが勝つって思われてねえってことは私らが勝ったら最高に笑えるぜ。
そうね。きっとみんなすごくびっくりするわね。
そうそう。あいつら心底ビビらせてやろうぜ。
それすごくいいと思う。
二人して勇ましく盛り上がっちゃって。かわいい。
僕も同感だよ。かわいいはちょっと不敬が過ぎるかな。時にスバル、昨日僕たちが連れ出した人たちだけど。
ああ、それなら話はまとまった。クルシさんとかラッセルさんが引き取ってとにかく悪いようにしないとさ。
話し合いの場にはロズワール様も同席されていましたので問題はないかと。
そうか、それはよかった。
オットーから聞いたけど大活躍だったって。いや、そもそも昨日の決着で俺らも同じぐらい世話になったんだけど。
とんでもない。僕の方こそロム殿やオットーの起点に助けられた場面がいくつもあったよ。オットーはスバルの友人なんだろう。なら彼は手放さない方がいい。
I mean, I would love to see that story, like Old Man Rom, like Reinhard and Otto.
ああ、貴重なツッコミ要員だからな。俺一人だとナムに太刀打ちできなくて過労死しかねないとこだから。
君がそう思うならそれでいいさ。僕がわざわざ忠告しなくてもきっと分かっていると思うしね。
お前のそれは俺を買いかぶりすぎだと思う。
そうかな。
ああ、そうだよ。
Reinhard and I grow quiet. It isn't like there's nothing for us to talk about, but there's an inexplicable silence between us. It's somehow related to an important secret between Reinhard, Old Man, Rom, and me.
あいつら大丈夫かな。
My ambiguous question comes out after some deep thought.
きっと大丈夫だ。ロム殿がいろいろと便宜を図ってくれる。
Reinhard's answer is pretty vague too. Rem, who was listening from beside us, cocks her head with a puzzled expression. I think that's for the best. The fewer people that know, the better. It's not an issue of trust or fate, but a different reason altogether.
まあ、クルシさんとかロズワールとか気づいてるやつは気づいてそうだけど。
何にせよ、今回は助かったよ、スバル。
お前が俺にそれ言うの？
To be honest, I was caught off guard. I felt touched when Crusch said it, but hearing it from Reinhard is something else.
当然だよ。君のおかげで王国を巻き込む大騒動に終止符を打てた。それにこう言ってはなんだけど、解決に当たったのが僕やこの騎士団だけなら、この終わり方は望めなかったに違いない。だからありがとうなんだ。
それなら俺の方こそだよ。俺の小賢しい頭と下手な口車だけじゃやっぱりこんな終わり方はできなかった。だから俺からもありがとう。
I hold out my hand while smiling. Reinhard smiles back and shakes my head.
また何かあったらよろしく頼む。応戦が始まったから手伝えないはなしだぜ。
安心してほしい。それがフェルト様への背信行為でない限り、いつだって僕は君に手を貸すよ。
そっか、なら安心だ。俺もエミリアタンの好感度が下がらないって保証付きならお前を手伝うからな。困った時はいつでも俺を頼れよ。ラインハルト、マイフレンドは、
いや、そうじゃないよ。わかった。君を頼りにさせてもらう。そう、マイフレンドかな。
あ